Hello everyone. Some of you will know me. My name's David Anshall. I'm Managing Director of Comeda in Clonmel. There are two reasons that I'm primarily interested in this issue. One, I'm a long-term trout fisherman, over 50 years in the River Suir now, so I care very much about the well-being of all the livestock that are in the river. And secondly, Ireland is a special place, and one of the reasons that it's made special is because of our beautiful natural environment. It's a treasure, and I care very deeply about keeping those treasures in a very fine form to satisfy and please our future generations and indeed any visitors that we may have. The footage of the river that you're seeing now is near my home. I live many miles downstream from Cashel, and you will see that the water here looks unaffected by the symptoms and the issues that we're talking about further upstream. In my view, values or principles cannot be compromised for the sake of short-term financial gain, nor can excess environmental damage be justified by the creation of jobs. Not all may agree, and I aim to convince those with a fiscal-dominated mind to look at the bigger picture. Firstly, I think that all who are involved here must find a way to work together. We're a small enough lobby already without our momentum being split into sections. So I would suggest that all here in theory should be interested in the same priorities. And I suggest those ought to include protecting the income of the farming community for now and the future, and to protect our wonderful environment in its totality, and in specific regard the health of the unparalleled River Suir. Bearing those two principles in mind, it's essential surely to research and understand exactly what is causing the problem before we take remedial action. The factors are numerous, but by now are well known to us. 1. Low water levels caused by climate change, which hopefully we will begin to seriously address. Ireland are failing to meet EU-agreed climate change actions. Low water levels and high temperatures obviously heighten the impact that any pollutant has. 2. Improper discharges into the river from domestic waste. We should be vigilant and lobby against any unwelcome discharge into the waterways. 3. Industrial accidents or discharges. Here we must not be willing to tolerate cover-ups, and we must lobby to have penalties for such occurrences severely and dramatically increased. 4. Eutrophication caused by fertilizer application. It is here that government must regain the trust of farmers and ensure that farm incomes are not diminished by less intensive farming methods that concentrate on land husbandry as much as on profit. There may at present be a defensiveness from the farming community in facing up to the harm that modern practices bring. This unwillingness to confront the truth is indicative of fear of income loss. This must be rectified at the highest level, and politicians must be seen to stand by real values and standards, rather than encouraging votes by canvassing for the support of lobbying unsustainable farming practices, such as the incredible short-term and damaging nitrogen derogation. Ireland is the only EU country with such a derogation. It is a case of turkeys voting for Christmas. Another way of thinking about it. We are importing thousands of tons of chemical fertilizer, that's chemicals, that damages the land and the environment. We are using those chemicals to trap grass into producing high yields. That grass is being used to produce the special high quality milk we make. Do you know it's then sent to factories to be turned into milk powder, put into tins, Arabic writing on, and exported to China and India. So for the sake of profit, we are sacrificing our land to produce an industrial product for export. This is not sustainable and is a serious contributor to Ireland's carbon footprint. Without questions, these are the issues that are creating and accelerating diminishing health of the River Suir. These issues are creating the symptoms that we can clearly see. For example, overnutrition creating excess bulrush growth, blanket weed and aggressive algae. But these are the symptoms of the disease, not the cause. Cosmetic clearing of this excess growth will not solve the problem. And the even more damaging prospect of dredging will ensure the river cannot return to its former glory. I've fished the River Suir for 50 years and enjoyed its beauty for that time. I've also fished in over 50 countries, and the river shore is finer than any other I've seen. It is an undeniably unique asset, and we have it here in Tipperary, and we should be proud to own and display it. I really hope we don't allow the privilege we have to be sacrificed for the sake of short-term greed and lack of care. Those of you watching this video with a skeptical or perhaps fiscal-dominated mindset may say, this is easy for David to say, he already has money. Well, for those who know me well will confirm that my feelings in this regard were consistent when I had zero money and lived simply by hauling bales into hay barns. My values remain unwavering. Please, let's all together save this treasure we have. And remember, in summary, I believe the key to it is income safety for farmer and no damage to the environment. Thank you all for listening.